about that.
Well, we're out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, where you've got several players that have played for you out of that area. We know you recruit that area, though. So, again, that we are big Duke followers and Duke football right there, though.
Well, you have so many high schools in that area and coaches that are just outstanding. How can you not go recruit that area? It's great football.
Well, I actually coached at Dorman High School, Bowling Springs High School. Coach Tony coaches at Chesney right now. So we know that's a great football area right there.
No question.
Talk a little bit about what you do for an encore now. You actually, you had the great season last year. You made the bowl and all like that, though. Tell us coming back this year, what your expectations are.
Well, I think we've created expectations, most importantly, with our players that's what we expect from them. We expect to compete, be a bowl team, and compete for championships. It's a tough culture to change, and we're still in that process. 5 years into it, we play in a bowl game. Most people know where Duke football was, but this next step is consistency. And suddenly we're not news that we played in a bowl game. And that's what the expectations we're trying to create are.
Again, we had the opportunity of coming to the Belk Bowl this year, covering it up there, though, and it was great to see the Duke fans come out to the bowl game. I know they enjoyed it, had a good time, and really enjoyed that atmosphere.
Well, they did. We sold more tickets, bowl tickets, than any other ACC team a year ago, which was outstanding. They responded. The atmosphere was incredibly good, and we played really well. We really outplayed Cincinnati in a loss, but it shows. I told our players it's like life. You can live a wonderful life, and you make 3 or 4 critical areas in your life, you can't ever recover from it. And that's really what that game was, a game where we had about 6 critical areas in the errors in the game, and we couldn't overcome them.
In all your years of coaching, I know you've been around a long time, we have too. Have you ever seen a game turn so quickly in the final minute like that one right there?
No, and it was an unbelievable. We're going in to win. And we'd already had one fumble inside the 5. We suffered that fumble and give up that play, and our guys were deflated at that point. But you go back the first half of that game, if we would have done our part, we were well prepared. That team prepared as well as any bowl team I'd ever had. We go out, we should have been ahead minimum 31-3, 31-10 at halftime. We let that slip through your finger, and it's going to come back and bite you, and that's the bottom line.
You lost an outstanding quarterback to graduation, but you've got a good one coming back who's with you here. Tell us some of your strong points about the team for this year.
Well, we have a quarterback that's played a lot of football. So when you lose a 3-year starter and you got a guy that's played as much as Anthony, that's a big plus. But you look at Duke, we've had a lot of guys in the offensive and defensive lines that had started as freshmen as we were rebuilding, sophomores. Well, they're all juniors and seniors now. You like the strength of your team to potentially be up front. We haven't had that, and it's going to be interesting to see. I think we've got plenty of skill on offense. We got a real concern in the secondary. We're rebuilding there, but if our front will help our young secondary early, we're talented in the back end. We've got a chance of having a real good football team.
Coach Tony.
Yes, sir, Coach. As Coach mentioned, I'm still coaching now at high school. What would be some advice which you would give to some of the high school football players who are seniors and looking for that next step?
Yeah, well, when you're aspiring to be a next level player, it's like anybody in any job. Take care of the one you've got. Focus on number one, being the best high school football player you can be. You start trying to be something you're not, you're barking up the wrong tree. And then the other part of it is understanding that the commitment isn't just on the field. Study the game, live right, handle yourselves academically. The commitment is year-round if you're going to be special in any business. It's not a part-time job, so understand and take on that role and be a leader in your school community.
Can you tell us, too, I know last year when we talked, you were mentioning the renovations and things going on with your facilities and all. How's that going?
Well, it's been great. We completed our practice facilities, which is a $22 million practice facility, which is the first thing I wanted to do, and our practice facilities are as nice as anybody's in the country. We're now moving forward at the end of this year, the renovation, a 2-year project with the stadium. Our football facility itself is has been an ongoing improvement, which is outstanding now. And I don't think the process ever ends if you really understand what it takes in major college football. So we do a lot of traveling, fundraising, enjoying, gaining support from a lot of critical people in our booster world. So Duke football is hot, and we plan to keep it there.
All right, I know David Cutcliffe puts in many hours of hard work. What does he like to do to get away from football and relax during the off season? I know you don't get much time off, but what do you like to do to relax?
I don't do anything as much as I used to. So I'm gonna give you the first one that's honest. You know what I honestly do? I watch a lot of football tape.
Okay.
Believe it or not, but recreationally.
Okay.
In other words, I have access to all the NFL games, collegiate games, but I'm an avid bass fisherman. I love it. I'm good at it. I'm happy when I'm out on the water. I'm happy when I'm in the woods. And then the other thing, I take a week with my family and go to the beach. You put me on a beach and I'm a pretty happy guy, and that's kind of like just being as a kid. I grew up in rural Alabama. I just like being outside.
You sound like me. I could live in a shack on the beach the rest of my life and
just put me outside. Happy. My mama used to kick me outside a lot and keep me outside because I'd bounce off the walls, rainstorm or not. She'd say, "David, okay, fine, go ahead and go outside." So I was kind of one of those kids that loved being outside.
Got 2 new members coming in this year. Can you talk a little bit about how that's going to affect the conference?
Well, I'm a big fan of both of those coaches. Pitt and Syracuse have got unique football traditions. Tough. You think of Mike Ditka. You think of Jim Brown. Unique football traditions in both cases. I think they add a lot to our league. Our league runs from Miami all the way up to Syracuse, New York. We've got speed. We've got strength. We've got a great footprint geographically, maybe the strongest footprint geographically in all of football. I think we've got a lot to build on in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Well, Coach, I'm going to have to admit this to you right now. I played in the golf tournament today. I'm a Duke fan, even though I'm from South Carolina. I love Duke basketball, love Duke football. Was a South Carolina Gamecock, but I played with a North Carolina Tar Heel. I played with Wake Forest. I had on a Duke hat today.
Hey, I appreciate that. That's good.
So that we stood the grounds there.
Mr. Bill would appreciate that.
Mr. Bill, he keeps me in line right there, though.
I like it.
Well, again, we wish you the best of luck. Again, we're pulling for you down in South Carolina. We were so tickled last year that your defensive player who came with you was our favorite interview we had last year. You were our favorite coach. We're pulling for you again to have a great year and make it to a bowl again, and we'll come see you again.
Coach, thanks a bunch. Take care.
Thank you. Coach David Cutcliffe is our special guest on the Coach's Corner. Thank you. Good luck to y'all this year.
Yes,
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.